All right, the adventure has begun again. We're on the Des Moines at Kalo, Iowa, at the Henderson Landing, heading to Dollar Memorial. Mark and I are going to find all kinds of stuff. Can already tell.
Mastodon.
Yes, mammoth, mastodon, you name it. About 7 feet we're running today, which should be perfect. About a 9-mile float. So here we go. Let the games begin. Running about seven feet on the river at Stratford, so it's a little shallower here, which is going to be perfect. Yeah, they sure have. It's pretty steep. Pretty steep. Like a duck? Yeah, I see it. You want to claim it? You want to slide up behind that log and grab it? Yeah, put it on the kayak for a hood ornament. I see what you're talking about. Yeah, it's a nice duck decoy. All right, we are approaching our first gravel bar, and we've got our first bald eagle of the day up in that tree. There he is. Let's see how, oh yeah, we can expand some more. Maybe not. Yep. There it is. First bald eagle of the day. Nice. Got it out to 15 times. You hear that owl?
Yeah.
Wow. That's the barred owl. Wow, look at where we're heading. Look at that. That's cool. It's like another split, like Eagle Island was. Turkey. I heard a turkey. Oh, Mark, I think we're gonna... You called it, man. There's the owl hooting, and...
I love the owl.
Yeah, look at that sandbar we're coming to, that gravel bar. Oh, yeah, I can sense the treasures from here. All right, I'm gonna get to paddling to follow you. And yeah, that eagle's cooperating today. It's not flying off just yet. I'm able to get a pretty good view on it. Him or her. Well, this is amazing. Does the river split there again? Do we have an island?
No, just okay. Take a look at. I think that's a cottonwood tree.
Yes.
Look at the.
Oh, that's an eyrie. Nice.
Is it a nest?
Yeah, that's an eyrie. That's an eagle's eyrie. That's probably that.
Something just poked out of the.
Wow.
I think so.
Wow, that's incredible. And that's probably its mate over here.
Yeah. You can kind of see something peeking up out of the.
Can't keep my boat straight. Yeah, we're gonna be right by that eyrie. All right, so I'm gonna just hold the camera. You can walk along with me, and I'll give you a little more footage of just walking the sandbar. I'll try to keep the camera steady, but just know I'm looking down at the ground right now, trying to see what we can see. I did find already a pretty little agate. Huh. There we go, let's get it there. This pretty little translucent agate. Just a tiny one. Isn't that pretty? I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in on the bald eagle here. You'll be able to see it in its nest. Just the top of it. That's a big nest. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna do a short. I'll give you a little bit better footage on this fledgling eagle. Mom or dad flew off to get it some more food. Whatever it had earlier, it horked it down. Yeah, it's just me and my buddy Mark out here today. on the river, running about 7 feet. It looks fast, but when you're a kayak, it doesn't push you that fast. But our kayaks are there, and Mark is over searching that side. Just having a ball. Couldn't ask for a better day. All right, we made it over to this next sandbar or gravel bar we're gonna search. A lot of man-made garbage around here, unfortunately. So that kind of killed the joy of that last one, but we did find some nice pieces of chert and agate. Now here's something interesting. Got a hole in the top of it. Thought for a minute it might have been an ancient sea creature, but I don't think so. I'll let you know if I find anything cool. We decided to take this left tributary. And that'll get us back out on the main part of the river. Run. Find the next gravel bar. I hope you guys don't mind that I set a lot of this to music as I flow along, as I edit later on. I edit this. I hope you don't mind. There's a lot of good music out there on YouTube that I can use for free, royalty free. A couple of different artists that I really like whose music I use. One is Dan Liebowitz. His music is fantastic. That's one that I use quite often. Noisy geese. Coming up, we're going to have some limestone bluffs. At least I read that online. They're out here, so we shall see. All right, we've got another gravel bar coming up here. I'm going to stay left in the deep, and I'm going to get to the opposite end, and Mark's going to start at this end, and we'll meet over there on that gravel bar. Stay left where it's nice and deep along the bank here. If I could steer this craft properly with one arm. There we go. Yeah, it's a pretty good sized one there. That'll give us some good hunting. Hopefully it's not so full of garbage. Bric-a-brac and crockery and other man-made debris that's been washed in there. So we shall see there. All right, as it turns out, Mark's going to hit that one. And then I think he'll be able to walk between these. I'll hit this one. And I'm heading toward our first limestone bluff, and I'm going to zoom in and let you see it here. I'm going to go down there. Get you a nice close-up of that bluff. And I'll get to this gravel bar here and meet up with Mark. But yeah, that's beautiful. Nice current pushing me here, so I better get to paddling because he's way back there. So he'll have that one to himself for a while until he joins me down here. But yeah, this is a blast. I think you're hearing a pileated woodpecker, I think is that call. They're pretty loud. Well, I hate to put the camera down, but I'm getting pushed past this gravel bar towards that bluff. That's beautiful. All right, I gotta get to paddling. Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of human activity on this one. Four-wheelers. Doesn't mean we won't find something, but it's possible it's been picked over already. You've probably figured out I don't bring my drone with me. Too many opportunities to drop it and get it wet while I'm kayaking. A lot of times I've found bones in these boggy areas. I'll check that on my way back, but I'm going to stay in the gravel for now. All right, we're back on the water. I checked the compass. We're still heading east. I think we're going to turn south coming up here. And then it'll go back west, and that's going to be the killer because there is quite a lot of wind today. And it's kind of out of the north and east. So we'll see how that goes. But nothing spectacular yet today, but we have a nice current pushing us. Say goodbye to that limestone bluff. Looks like it's got swift nests on it, or swallows. Probably more swallows. Here comes Mark. He didn't have too much luck either on his sandbar, so we'll move on. But it sure is a beautiful day. It's nice to have a wind-aided float at the moment. He's booking. You're booking with the wind. Showing off with the wind at your back. Decided to float closer to the bank a little bit. Give you a little different view. nicely. We're probably halfway. Probably have another 3 hours. It's not 4 to float. We've got all day. This time of year we have the hours of sunlight each day in our favor, like last fall. Sunset is not until after 8 o'clock. I know we'll finish before then, but it's not like we'll be rushed. Spin around by the canoe. All right, I better paddle. The wind has stopped my progress here. To paddle out of here. Huh. There's a mark. He's down there. We're up there. The wind has pushed me aground. Better paddle out of here. I'd say that's pretty scenic. Beautiful limestone bluffs. I'm gonna paddle over there and do some investigation. And we'll see what we can see. We'll get up to the limestone bluffs, which, to be honest with you, I had no idea, other than reading online, that there were limestone bluffs here. I would have thought we would have had to have been in northern Iowa, say Decorah or somewhere up north, but I'm gonna head over there and we'll get a better look at them. Look at that. That is cool. To my eye, it's about that big. Yeah, sure are. Beautiful. Who'd have thought there'd be limestone in central Iowa? I thought it was all up in Decorah. Function. I'm sorry, the 4K function. Under, right above me. He's pretty well hidden. Oh yeah, I see him. Hey there, you little stinker. I don't know if I'm picking him up or not on the camera. Yeah, he's beautiful. Very nice. Thanks, Mark. I think I got him. I've been trying out the 4K video. It chews through the battery a lot faster, but I think it'll be clearer when I upload it. right, I gotta get turned around here. Pushed into that, I better paddle. Look at that tree. Wow. That's weird. Coming to some dry land up there. I was skirting the bank back there trying to see if I could get anything. It was hard to film because the current was pushing me pretty fast, but thought maybe I'd get lucky like I did when I found that grinding stone close to Lehigh sitting along the bank. Got a songbird singing up here. Sandpiper along the bank there. Swifts living in there. There's a sandpiper just following along. Oops, got an obstruction coming up. Better steer before I hit that log. That wouldn't be cool. Whoa, Mark disappeared. Oh, there he is. He's back at a sandbar. I didn't see him get out. Uh-oh, I'm headed for trouble. Mark pulled over. I didn't see him. He's way back there. So we're riding solo to the next stop. Because I'm not going to fight the current to get back to him. Although it's not too bad out here in the middle. But he'll understand. Oh, he's getting back in his kayak already. Get turned around with one hand. Yeah, well, can he do it? Yeah, he's heading the right way now. wouldn't mind having a fishing pole on me to try some fishing out here. But I think I would need those glasses that have a camera in them, those meta glasses. I'm gonna head over to this bank and we'll skirt that, see if we can see anything interesting. Not bad. Kind of glad I ignored the weather forecast. It called for high winds today. And yeah, it is windy, but not right here. I don't know if I said this before, but we've got 5 days of rain in the forecast. And 5 days of rain and 3 inches of rain, this will be up to 10 or 11 feet in no time. So this was the time to get out in May. I live in an agricultural state called Iowa, and the reason we grow most of the corn and soybeans is because we have predictable rainfall. And so that rainfall after planting is coming on pretty good here over the next, well, starting this weekend. I feel like I want to get closer to that bank, just in case there's something that's been washed out of the bank that would be noteworthy that I could grab. So I'm going to paddle in there closer. Got some more limestone. Yeah, it does look burned out over there. Some more limestone bluffs coming up on the other side now. I'm pretty impressed with the view. Really nice. Really nice. Just hanging out under a tree that hopefully isn't going to fall on me. Choose today to fall, I better paddle. There's some birds nesting in there. I don't know if those are swallows or if they're called swifts. Getting breezy here. I'm gonna stay close to the edge here. For your viewing pleasure, it's a little bit more interesting than over there, so I'll get to paddling and then get a better view. All right, coming up here, you're going to see some cliff-dwelling birds who've nested along here. You can see the moisture dripping out of the limestone there. There's some nests there. But it looks like most of them decided to nest over here. I apologize, I don't remember if these are barn swallows or if these are a type of a swift. But they're doing a nice job eking out a living along the river. It's beautiful. Not too happy with me, so we'll move on. We will press on. Well, that's pretty unexpected. Pretty cool outcropping. More activity. Some gnarly roots there. Of course, I'm getting pushed into it as usual. get to paddling. It's fun looking at those birds though. Well, I see our next stop. Mark's going left. I'm going on the right side of it. And we'll check this out. Hopefully we'll get something nice. Can't believe we're gonna get skunked with no bison teeth. Hopefully this will cure that. Well, here we are at our next stop. And of course I say this every time that this looks promising, especially when you look at the high gravel off there in the distance. Should be something here for us. It'll make our day. Yeah, what a blast. Mark took the left bank of this island and I took the right. What a joy. I don't know how much longer we have. Maybe an hour or two. We shall see. No worries. Here are the tree frogs. Oh, that was our best sandbar yet. A lot of nice small rocks. And I'll get close to the bank again and see if I see anything interesting over there. Mark should be coming out here on the left side here. In a minute. Divide in the river. Not quite sure how long we have to float. I'm feeling fine. Not too awful hungry. There he is. There's my partner. Kayaking partner.
You take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before ya.
Aye. I'll take Scotland. It's a little more calm here by the bank. Floating along. That was a tree trunk squeaking, if you heard that from the wind. Hopefully none of these are going to fall on me. Suddenly slowed. Better get to paddling. Well, my battery's about dead, so we're just about to the end, and I'm gonna have to call it a day on the filming. I have to fight some wind to get to the park, but hope you enjoyed it. No, I did. I'll get out again when I can. Thanks for watching.